Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Now, I'm not sure how often a puzzle would have appeared on this channel simply because we could not ignore the title of the puzzle. This puzzle by James Sinclair, I think, comes very close to having to be shown simply because of the title, which is Wrogn Fogn. I mean, I can't say it without laughing. Wrogn Fogn. It's a bit of an in-joke. What can I say? If you're new to the channel, if you've just found us, you might wonder why this is in any way funny. But basically, Wrogn puzzles have become something of a tradition on the channel. And these are puzzles where basically we must break all the rules. I think the first one was Everything is Wrogn, which was, of course, by Demono. But one of the puzzle types I have loved, one of the big innovations in the world of Sudoku over the last 6 months or so, has been fog of war puzzles. And you can see that this is a fog of war puzzle. What are fog of war puzzles? Well, they're puzzles where you only get to see a tiny bit of the grid. And you have to use the bits you can see to place digits. And if we, for example, if we placed a digit here and it was correct, it would reveal some of the fog. So we're going to be able to gradually reveal the fog to reveal all of the clues underneath. And we mustn't cheat. Do not cheat. People can cheat these puzzles because if I enter in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into a fog cell, one of those digits will be right and it will reveal all the fog. That is not what you're meant to do. Do not cheat. That would be Wrogn. And I'm going to read you the very, very lengthy but fairly simple rules. If you're used to variant Sudoku, the rules are simple. If you're not used to it, this is just going to be comedy, frankly, but we're going to have a look at the rules of Wrogn Fogn and see what James Sinclair has concocted for us in a moment or two. I've got a couple of announcements first. Actually, I'll start with Demono. We've sent Demono our shortlist for correct entries for the Jewels of Osiris, which was our monthly reward over on Patreon. Demono is going to tell us which of the entries should receive the prize, and we're going to do a roll of honour of all of the correct entries we received, but we'll also read out a few of our favourites on the channel in the coming days. So very well done to anyone who got through all of those puzzles. The other thing we've got going on Patreon is a kids Sudoku hunt. We're busy preparing the June reward, which is going to be a Cracking the Cryptic Sudoku hunt. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on Patreon. I've also got some announcements. What am I talking about? Some announcements. I'll start with a really, really wonderful announcement about the birth of baby Toby last Saturday. Many, many congratulations to new parents Trent and Rachel. And Rachel wrote to us and asked to shout out Trent, who is doing such a great job as a new dad. What an absolutely fantastic bit of news that is. And I was amused. I was tickled. I found it extraordinary to read that there was a whole catalogue of Cracking the Cryptic videos used during Rachel's 24 hours of home labour. So I hope they helped Rachel. And Rachel also sent us a really wonderful picture of baby Toby watching his first Cracking the Cryptic video, which apparently he was most amused by. So I'm very pleased about that. I think that is a young Sudoku star in the making. And many congratulations to Trent and Rachel on the birth of baby Toby. Other news. Bob, you've turned 29 today. And I know this because your sibling-in-law, Veronica, wrote to us. So, Bob, I hope you have a brilliant birthday with lots of cake, chocolate cake. Nancy and Stephen, it is your 37th wedding anniversary today. Many congratulations on that. Stephen wrote to us to tell us that the two of them found the channel during the COVID years. But now have actually been struck down and are suffering from a bout of COVID. So Nancy and Stephen, I hope you're on the mend. Stephen constructs, by the way, under the pseudonym Not That It Matters. So you can find some of Stephen's puzzles over there on the Discord server. Next, oh yeah, I've got to read these out. Actually, I did snip these. I've got two really fabulous things I wanted to read out. This email was from Thomas, about his younger brother Sean. And Thomas writes, hello, I'd like to request a birthday shout out for my baby brother and best friend Sean. It's his 26th birthday. We're making him a New York style cheesecake rather than the chocolate frosted chocolate Simon loves so much. The important thing to know about Sean, and I mean this very wholeheartedly, is that he is the very kindest person I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. His capacity for good-humoured patience, even with difficult people, such as me, in difficult circumstances such as these, is an uncommon gift. And I mean good-humoured in every sense of the word, as he is a man famous for laughing uproariously at his own jokes. Now this is the sticky point of this email. I'm going to read this bit. Thomas writes, I'm going to say something that I suspect Simon will raise an objection to at first, but with some reflection I'm sure he'll understand. You see, Sean and I have both been Protoss players since getting into StarCraft back in the Brood War days. No, you can't write an email like that and then finish it like that. I mean, Thomas says, I'm all too aware of the decades of bad blood between us Protoss mains and Terran players in general, as well as Simon in particular. And I want to repeat, however, that Sean is genuinely the kindest person I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, especially when he's cannon rushing, and that Simon is a very good-natured person. Anyway, it goes on about the differences and divisions, but he wanted me to shout out his baby brother's birthday, which I'm very happy to do, Thomas. But I mean, I have to take your comments about being a Protoss main in the spirit in which they're meant. I mean, Protoss is, of course, the race in StarCraft that should be deleted, and I know full well that Thomas and Sean know that. There, I've said it. Now, the last email I want to read out, and apologies for this, but this is part of being, it's part of the Cracking the Cryptic community. We have to have messages. We all love puzzles together. And Kate Simpson wrote to us, and the email title sort of jumped out at me of Gmail. It said, personal story about my nan and how much she'd hate you. And Kate writes, I found your channel recently and have been very impressed, but mostly it's the sort of thing I would have loved to show my grandmother. She would have been absolutely offended at how you work these absurd puzzles out. She loved Sudoku, but had trouble, even in her better years, with being able to deduce that the 5-7 pair in the row means that the rest of the row cannot be 5 or 7. She once asked for my help on a puzzle and acted like it was witchcraft when I was able, without pencil marks, to track what I was doing and see that the 4 had to go in the top row of box 2, which meant that which meant the bottom row of box 1 and the middle square of box 3. And every time I would help her, she would scoff and roll her eyes at me instead of thanking me. It's some of the fondest memories I have of her, and watching your videos, I always make sure to point out to her where the little bits I manage to work out are going to go, so I can imagine how annoyed she'd be. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that absolutely lovely? So Kate, thank you for sharing that personal story about your nan with us. I'm sorry we would have offended her so greatly, but I think you meant it in jest. Anyway, with that, let's get on with Wrogn Fogn by James Sinclair, and I will read you these lengthy but fairly straightforward rules. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. All clues are standard, and all clues are wrong. A clue is wrong if it is not 100% correct, specifically. Now, strap yourselves in, because there are a lot of these, but they're all fairly straightforward. Digits within a cage must not be a repeating set of digits that sum to the number in the corner if given. Digits on arrows must not sum to the number in the connected circle. On thermometers, digits must not increase from the bulb to the tip. Along green lines, at least one pair of adjacent digits must not differ by at least 5. Along orange lines, at least one pair of adjacent digits must not differ by at least 4. The 4 cells surrounding a larger white circle must not contain each of the digits inside that circle. Digits in cells with a shaded circle must not be odd, Digits in cells separated by a V must not sum to 5. Digits in cells separated by an X must not sum to 10. Digits in cells separated by a smaller white dot must not be consecutive. Digits in cells separated by a black dot must not have a 1:2 ratio. And clues outside the grid must not give the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. And look, I mean, there's a 75 diagonal. I wasn't really expecting this diagonal to be a sort of 40 and a 35, if I'm really honest. But we have that confirmation from the detailed rules that James has written. In fact, you can also see that this diagonal must not sum to 1, so take care to make sure that that doesn't happen. I mean, it's wit personified to me, this, I have to say. And calling the puzzle Wrogn Fogn, James, you deserve a knighthood. Anyway, do have a go at this. The way to play is to click the link under the video, as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. That square can't be a 3. That square can't be a 4. Hang on. As I was reading those rules, I wasn't really taking them in. I presume everything is normal, isn't it? Digits in cells with a shaded circle must not be odd. Okay, so this is even, because it must not be odd, and it's not 4. And it's not 6. Because there is a 6 in this quadruple clue. So if you put 6 there, that quadruple clue would be correct. So that square is a 2 or an 8, I'm going to say. 4. Ah! I've got a digit here. Have I? Yes, I have. Okay. Where does 4 go in box 1? I shouldn't be terribly surprised. I mean, it shouldn't, you know, we only have a certain number of cells to focus on, but I can't put 4 in that quadruple. I can't put 4 in that quadruple, and that square doesn't seem to be able to be a 4. So this is a 4. Now, when we put this in, I'm hoping... Yeah, oh my goodness me. Whoa. This is some sort of Heath Robinson sudoku, which is a very complex looking machine. Oh, hang on. Ooh, quandary time. Yeah, I'm not sure I can use that. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm allowed to use this. Okay, so what I'm looking at is where 6 can go in this box. Now, if this was a 6, this domino would sum to 10, and that X clue would be correct. So that's not a 6. These are not able to be 6 because of this quadruple clue. Now, down here, I think that hidden in the fog there is a 6-9 quadruple clue. And that raises two questions. Firstly, is that actually a 6? I think it is. I can't think what other number could it be. I think it must be. It can't be a 5. 5s don't look like that. It looks very like that one, doesn't it? But what I'm not sure about is whether, if this is a 6-9 quadruple, if there was a 9 in there... No, if there was a 6 in there, but the 9 was elsewhere in box 1, it wasn't in these two squares, would that clue be... I think that clue would be viewed as wrong. And it said something like, a clue is wrong if it is not 100% correct. So it could be partially correct. It could be partially correct. Okay, so I can't write a 6 in here, because it is possible there's a 6 in here. Just if there is a 6 in there, there wouldn't be a 9 in there. Okay, right. So what about... What's the orange line? Is that a Dutch Whispers line? Along orange lines, at least one pair of adjacent digits must not differ by at least 4. At least one pair. Oh, good grief. Right, so the orange line... I mean, what we're saying is that these two cells could differ by 4, and those two cells could differ by 4. So the line could be substantially correct. It just needs to have one pair of adjacent digits on it that disobey the rules. Is it? And it's the same with Whispers, the green lines, is it? At least one pair. Yeah, so along the Whispers lines, you could have... You could break the rule in just one position. and have it working in all the others. Ah! Okay. That square is 2 or 8 as well, isn't it? Because that's in a quadruple 4 clue, a quadruple 6 clue, but it's got to be even to break the oddness that's inherent in its circular nature. So I've got a 2-8 pair now here. So that square's got to be restricted because that mustn't be consecutive with 2 or 8. So it can't be what it can't be. Hang on, what can that be? It can't be 1, 3, 5, or sorry, 1, 3, 7, or 9. Because it will be, if this is 1, say, one of these is a 2, and one of these white dots will be correct. So it's not 1, it's not 3, it's not 7, it's not 9. It's not 2, 4, or 8, so it's 5 or 6. And it can't be 6 or the quadruple clue would be correct. So that is a 5. Now that's great, except it doesn't reveal any fog. Okay, hang on. Let me just think about this. So 6, we don't know where the 6 goes, do we? I was about to avail myself of the 1 diagonal. That's not very sensible. The 24 diagonal, that is possible. If that was an 8, there could be a restriction of 7 and 9 in those 2 squares, perhaps. I mean, this stuff here looks incredibly complicated. All of the thermometers have to be backwards, don't they? So we can never put 9 in the tip of a thermo. We can never put 1 in the bulb of a thermo. That square hang on, I've got something here. How do we break that cage? That's a good question. Oh, yes, I like that very much. How do we break this cage? There's no given total. So the only way that this cage can be rendered wrong, or Wrogn, is if it has a repeated digit. Where can the repeated digits go? Those 2 squares have to be the same digit. But in being the same, hang on, we can't. Oh, these things are under. This is under absurd pressure. These 2 having to be the same is causing absurd pressure, and that's because if one of these was a 1, it's going to make the thermo correct. If one of these was a 9, it's going to make a different thermo. If these are both 9, that thermo's correct. If they're both 1, this thermo's correct, because it will ascend. So it's not 1 or 9. Now, it's not 2, because that will correct this black dot. It's not 3, because that will correct this white dot. It's not 5, because that will correct this white dot. 6. Don't know about 6. I feel like I could know about 6, but I can't. I'm not sure whether the whisper does something to 6. Oh no, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness me. This is absolutely beautiful. Right. I don't want to write 6. I mean, I know 6 is wrong, by the way, so I could write 6 in. It won't clear the fog. But look, if I do put 6 in there, it's impossible, because these would both be 6. And that, look where that's going to put 6 in this box. It's going to put it here, in the quadruple clue where it cannot go. So they cannot be 6. Now 7, that might be possible. 8 is not possible. I can see that straight away because of this black dot. And 9 we've ruled out. So this is, I think this is double 7. I'm going to get 2 digits and I'm going to clear an absolute boatload, a truckload of fog. Ah, that's really, really gorgeous as well. Right, so this thermo's better, isn't it? This one here. Because we've got to break it. So this can't be lower than 7. So this has got to be 8 or 9. And both of those. No, 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 no. Both of those are not good because that's a white dot, so it can't be consecutive. So that is 9. That's going to clear more fog. Oh, now I've got a 9 in here. So how do I break this 6-9 quadruple clue? I can't have a 6 in those two squares. So 6 is pushed up here in box 1. This is an X clue, so that's not a 4. Oh, look, 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 look. This is a 2 or an 8. It's got to be even because of its greyness, grey circle. But it can't be, well, it can't be 6 and it can't be 4 or the 10 clues, right? So I've now got a 2-8 pair here. So the rest of row 1 is 1, 3, 4, 7, 9. That's not 3. I'm going to write that in. That's 1, 4, 7 or 9. It's definitely not a 3 in the corner. Okay. What else can we do here? Come on, brain. Figure it out. Oh, hang on. This whisper... Yeah, okay, my eyesight is not brilliant, but I think that this whisper is distinct from this whisper. So this green line here must break, but at the moment it's telling the truth. The 4 and the 9 are 5 apart. So this square needs to be too close to 9, doesn't it? So and not complete this dot. So it could be 5, I think. It can't be 6 or 7. It could be 8. No, and it can't be 8 because the dot would be correct. So this, I think, is forced to be 5. Ah, this is it's so witty, this. Now, 5 by Sudoku is living at the bottom of column 1. Okay. What else can we do with this? I don't know. Is there something obvious? I'm sure there is. There's not, right. That square is not the same as that one because this one only has a white dot going upwards. Right. I can see that one can't be 3. So 3 is in one of those 3 cells. This can't be 3 because the black dot would be correct. One of these squares would be double the other. For this thermo to be broken, this is lower than 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Mark would pencil mark that for sure. I'm even tempted to pencil mark it. This square can't be maybe this square. This square can't be particularly low, can it? Because if it was 1 or 2, its whisper nature would be correct, because it would be 5 away at least from 7. So it's not 1 or 2. 3. Can it be 3? Probably. Don't see why not. 4 probably. 5 probably. Oh, this isn't so good, is it? 6 it can't be because it would be consecutive with 7. 8 it can't be. 7 it can't be, and 9 it can't be. So it's 3, 4 or 5. This square can't be 8 because of the white dot. Okay, so probably... Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pencil mark the rest of box 1. We need 1, 3, 7 and 9. 7 maybe. Oh yes, 7. Of course, I could have done this before. The double 7 forces this. Oh, that's huge. That forces that to be 7. And now this one can't be consecutive with 7. So that's a 2. This is an 8. That's fine because there's no white dot. And I need, what do I need? 1, 3 and 9 into the balancing plate. So this is 1. Because it can't be 9 because it would be consecutive with 8. And it can't be 3 because it would be in the black dot relationship with 6. So that is 1, I think. I don't know. No, that's not going to reveal any fog. There's no fog around here. So this is 3, 9. And that seems to have to be in that order using our old friend Sudoku. what's going on this? This orange line is getting longer, and so far it's the digits, the adjacent digits are at least 4 apart. Okay, so what else then? We could look at, well, what about 6 in this box? Because I've just noticed the 2 here is plonking a 2 into this quadruple clue. So there can't be a 6 in here, or this 2 6 would be correct. Now, also, this can't be a 6, or this 6 9 is correct. So 6 is on a black dot here. Now that means 3 can't go here, or this black dot that's sort of partially hidden by the fog could not work. So what does that mean? So 3 is not here, 3 is not there, so 3 is either there or there. It's in one of those 2 places. The problem is there's so many constraints going on. It's very easy to miss things. That's an 8 by our old friend Sudoku. That got me some fog. Okay, let's look at this square. So this square is 1, 3, 4, 7 or 9. I'm just going to put in all the options. And let's see what we can get rid of. We can get rid of 7 and 9 because they'd be consecutive with 8. There's some sort of quadruple clue that's got a 3 in it underneath there, but I can't see what it says. Oh, and this is a whisper. Okay, look, it's a whisper. So this digit cannot be 5 away from 8. So it has, in fact, that has to be 4. Yes. And now we've revealed a thermometer, a quadruple clue. Okay, I'm not sure what I can do with that. Okay, 3 is restricted in this box. This puzzle is so clever. And this is because, look, where does 9 go in this box? And the answer is not there by Sudoku. Not there because that would render this thermo correct. So 9 is on this thermometer, and that means 3 cannot be in there. So 3 is placed exactly there, and that does work. It didn't reveal any fog. It does work from the perspective of the thermo. It's quite hard actually. There's an awful lot of constraints going on here. So now I don't know. This square in the corner is no longer 4. So what have we got? We've got 1, 3, 7 and 9 into these squares. That is worth pencil marking, I fear. I feel we've now, because that square especially is 3 or it can't be 3 or 7. So this is 1 or 9. If it's 1, the thermo's in danger of being cooked. Ah, gosh, that is gorgeous as well. Right, well, it's not 1. Because if it's 1, something is correct. You don't know what, but something is correct. If that's 1, where do I put the 9 to make... If I put the 1 here, this can't be 9 because that X would be correct. And that means the 9 goes on the tip of the thermo. But that means this thermo's correct because it's got a 1 at the start, a 9 at the end. And whatever we put in the middle will mean we ascend as we leave the bulb end. So that square cannot be a 1 and has to be, I think, a 9. Yes. Right, so now we're getting somewhere. We've got a 1, 3, 7. No, we haven't. We can't. This can't be 3, 7. Because if that's 3, 7, I can see there's an X clue there that will be correct. 3 and 7 do add up to 10. There's a knowledge bomb for you from cracking the cryptic. So we need to put 1 of 3 and 7 in this square, and the only thing we can put in is 7. We always knew we were not getting a 3 in the corner, but we definitely aren't. We've got a 1, 3 pair on it. It's so weird looking at a 1, 3 pair on an X domino. These squares are not 9 anymore. Oh, I see. Right, look, we've got 9 and 4 in these 3 squares. Well, if I put them in the 13 cage, 4 and 9 add up to 13. So that square's got to be a 4 or a 9. That's partially on a dot. What else do we know here? We know that Ah, we know 1 is somewhere down here on a whisper line, but we can't see where the whisper line goes. Yeah, you see, it looks like it's trying to do something with 6, this, because I can see 6 can't go there, or this would be correct. Oh, in fact, look, there's a white dot. I'm actually going to pencil mark this box as well. 1, 2, 5, and 6. Now, 1's are not there. This square can't be 6, so that, and it can't be 5, because it would be consecutive. So in order to break both dots, that square has to be a 2. Good, and that was correct. It revealed fog. This thermo is definitely broken. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look, this whisper line, if it was 1 and 6, it would be correct. 1 and 6 are 5 apart. So to render it wrong, we need to put 1 or 6 in this square. So that's going to have to be a 6, which means we get a 1, 5 on the whisper. And we can't put 5 in adjacent square to 6 because it would be consecutive. We get more stuff done. The orange line is now, it's a, oh, this is going to be some massive orange line, isn't it? And it's probably going to break in one place. Yeah, so far. Oh, hang on. No, isn't it going to break? Oh no, there's another cell. I thought it was going to break there, but that's because I couldn't see somehow or other. I didn't see the existence of this cell. Oh well, so we don't know how that's breaking. Okay, well let's have a look at the rest of this row. We've got to put in 4, 5, and 9. Now we know there's a 5 on this dot. Oh look. If you put 5 here. Well, the point is the 9 has to chaperone. Basically, the 4 and the 5 are really, really into each other, and they want to get together. But the 2 white dots require that we keep them both apart. So we can't have a 4, 5 there, and we can't have a 4, 5 there. The only way to achieve that is by putting 9 in the middle of them as a chaperone. Now that's, oh, I see, and therefore that gets resolved. So this gets resolved. Now, this square, oh, I see, that's a circle going, presumably that's going to be an arrow then, is it? Oh, there's lots going on here, actually. There's lots going on, 2, 6, and 8, but I can see I've got a black dot here. So this can't be 2 or 8, or one of those squares is double the other, so that's going to have to be 6. This square can't be 2. Or this whisper line is correct, because 1 and 3 are definitely at least 5 away from 9, and so is 2. So that's going to have to be 8. That's going to have to be 2. That domino doesn't add up to 8. How do we do this then? What's resolving the 1 and the 3 at the top? The 75 clue. No, it's not true. This can't be 70. It is! It's one of the diagonals. The 18. If that was a 1, it would be correct. Oh, that's beautiful. Because you just ignore them. I've just been ignoring... I'm going to check all of them, actually. I've just been ignoring the diagonals on the basis they were clearly nonsense. God, that one nearly worked. I wonder if I could have actually done something with that earlier. Look, that adds up to 23. Ah, hang on. This one has the capability of nearly working. There, I've got 12 there so far. So this mustn't be a 3. Ah! Right, so we knew that 3 wasn't on the black dot with the 6. So by Sudoku, this square is a 3. That's going to give me fog. Okay. So that clue was helpful. What about this 26? Is this helpful? 1720. Oh, it is. That can't be a 6. Suddenly all of these clues are coming into their own. The diagonal clues I've been ignoring so long are actually useful. Okay. I'm going to check this 32 clue as well. I've got 11, 18, 25... 31. So this cannot be a 1. I wasn't actually thinking about where 1 could go. That can't be a 1 because the X would be correct. So 1 is in one of 2 places. I presume we know which one. I just have to work out why. I don't really know, actually. This is 289 at the bottom of this column. This is 3, 4, or 5. It's not 3, look, anymore. It's 4 or 5. Okay. Where on earth am I meant to look now? Is this... I don't know. What about... Okay, maybe I could pencil mark this square. Because I know it's not 1 or 2. So it's 4 or 8. Oh, look, yeah, no, it's done. Sorry, it's very easy to miss these things. But look, this square can't be an 8. It would be consecutive with 9. So I think that has to be a 4. We don't get the confirmation of the fog. That square's become a 5. Oh. Okay, thanks for that, James. This arrow's got to be Wrogn. Well, I think it's going to be Wrogn, isn't it? Because I can't put 5 in there without patently breaking the rules of Sudoku. Oh, look, where does 8 go in this box now? It goes there. This is huge. That's going to give me this box's constituents. Although it didn't clear any fog. Oh, look at this. This cell is beautiful. Now, if we look at the options for this column, let's put them in. 4, 7, and is it 6 is the other one? But I can see this can't be 4 or 7 because that arrow adds to 4 and that arrow adds to 7. So that's got to be the other digit, which seems to be 6. Right, now we get the ability to make this 7, otherwise this X is correct. Oh, look at this. Now this square can't be a 3. Oh, no! Oh, there was an opportunity for a 3 in the corner and it's just been absolutely annihilated by this naughty box. That, oh, look, this square's a 9. 2 or 8 would complete the black dot, so that's a 9. Right, let's just have a look. 1, 3, and 5, is it? That looks good. This can't be 3. Neither can this, because this black dot would work. So the 3 is placed. The 5 can't go there because of the white dot, so the 1 and the 5 are resolved. Don't see immediately. It might be this orange thing that does the 2-8 pair there. I'm not sure. So is it this row we look at now? We haven't got that much in this row, to be honest. We need to place 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8. Okay, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. I don't want to do it, but I think I better do it. That can't be 2. It's on a dot, so it can't be a 6. So it's 1, 3, or 8, I think. There may well be ways of limiting that further. That can't be 1 or 6. This one can't be 3 or 6 again. Oh, maybe it's... Oh... Okay, so I've just realised that, yeah, so 6 in this row is on this black dot. So 3 is not on this black dot, otherwise that would be correct. And 2 is not on the black dot, because then it would add up to 8. So this has become... Well, that can't be a 1 by Sudoku. That can't be an 8. It's nearly done. It's so nearly done. So there is a 6 here, and it's with 1 or 8. And don't tell me that 15 clue's going to do it, isn't it? No. Oh, look, it doesn't. That makes me wonder whether I've made a mistake, because that does add up so perfectly to 15, whatever this digit is. That's a worrying thing. Okay. So how do we do this then? Oh, go away. I hate it when obtrusive pop-ups do that sort of thing. It just feels rude to me. This white dot, that feels like it might matter. Yeah, okay. In the row, if we look carefully, I can't really pencil mark it very easily because it's across the box, but the 2 is definitely on this dot, because that can't be a 2 and we can't put 2 in there. So there is a 2 on this dot. So there cannot be a 1 on the dot because that would be consecutive, and there cannot be a 3 on the dot because that would be consecutive. So this somehow has become a 2-8 pair, which means that's got to be a 6. Yes, here we go. 6, 1. This is 3. That's all. That's very, very sweet logic. Now, do we know the order of this? We almost certainly do. 45. It'd be quite funny if the whole of this, it was not going to be, I don't think, but if the whole of this was just empty. Okay, 3 in this box is in one of those squares. Now, I was hoping that either the V clue or the X clue were going to be helpful there, but they don't want to be. 4. Yes, that's what this X and V are doing. That can't be 4 because the 10 clue would be correct. That can't be 4 because the 5 clue would be correct. This 4 means there's a 4 here. Actually, that maybe... Oh, yeah, no, look, it does. It does. Where does 4 go in the middle box? It can't go next to 5 without being consecutive. 4 goes in the 45 cage, which is another comedy cage. 3 cells large. Right. Oh, come on, Simon. What does this mean? I don't know. 7. I wonder if these letters have been, these numbers have been selected for any reason. G is the alphanumeric. G, K, I. G, K, I. No, probably not anything. O, G, K, I. R, O, G, K, I. No, I don't think there's anything going on. Might be wrong. Okay, 1 is in one of those 2 cells. I don't see how we know which of those is correct. 6 is in... Oh, look, that's the 6 I should have looked at. Where does the 6 go in this box? It can't go next to the 5. So 6 goes in the middle, making this arrow completely perverse. 1 goes here. This now can't be a 9. So 9 is in one of those 2 squares, and it has to go there. And that's going to give us more fog revealage. So we need 2, 7, and 8. I don't know, actually. Let me just put them in and think. 2, 7, and 8. That square is a naked single. Okay, I worried that didn't reveal the fog, but it didn't matter because that should reveal the fog. That should be a 2. This orange line, look at this ridiculous oscillation between 2 and 6. Just fencing with the idea that it might be broken, but it's not broken. 6 goes to 1, 1 goes to 8, 8 goes to 3, 3 goes to 7. Everything is at least 4 apart. That's very, very suspicious. Now, 3, 7, and 9. Can we do that in this order? Probably. 3, 7, 9. That is not 3. That is not 9. And that is not 7. Sorry if you can see how I meant to resolve that. I can't see it. All right, let's look at this. 4, 5, and 8. Can we do that? That's not 4. That one is 4. It can't be 5 or 8. So 4 goes in. It's very satisfying when you pick one out and it turns out to be right and it reveals the fog. That is now a 9. Otherwise, it would be consecutive. So this is 7. This is 3. the bottom of this column is going to afford the opportunity, you know what for. We've got 2, 3 and 6 down here. That's not 3. That's not 6. I'm determined to ignore this nonsense. Okay. 9 is nearly restricted. It's got only 2 cells it can live in. Okay, let's do the bottom of these columns actually, because look, we can learn some things, can't we? 4, 6 and 9. That's a naked single 6. Which means this isn't a 6. We know where this is going. 4 and 9 into these. Can't put 4 on a dot, a black dot with a 2. Otherwise it would be correct. So that's got to be 4. That's got to be 9. And that's got to be 9. Look, the fog is almost revealed. Okay. What is this? This arrow. There's an arrow circle there. And apparently it has to add up to the sum of all those digits, which it clearly, well, it must not add up, and it never could have added up. So this clue is not doing a great deal. This is 1, 7 and 8 down here. Let's put in the options. 7, 8, 1. 1 comes out, 7 comes out, don't know. And these squares are 2, 3 and 5. And 5 comes out, 3 comes out. Okay. Sorry, let me just stare at that. I've got a 2, 3 pair that's emerged in this. So these squares have to be from 1, 7 and 8, and that can't be 1, and that can't be 7. Okay. Oh, look at this column. I need 1, 5 and 8. So the only place 1 can go in the column by our old friend Sudoku is there. So now I've got a 7, 8 pair. This is a 5 or an 8. Okay. What does that mean? I don't know. All right, I think we're going to have to keep going on this. 4, 5, 7 and 8 here. So this square is 5 or 8. That's it, look. Good Lord. That 4, 7. So now I've got a 5, 8 pair, and that should make this a 7, and that should clear the fog. Good. So we get the 8, we get the 1. We mustn't make this black dot correct. So we need to have a... Right, so we need... Oh, no! 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 No. Oh, dear. There's not a 3 in the corner. No, I think that's right, isn't it? The only way of stopping this being a 6, 3 pair is putting a 2 in one of those squares, and that's going to make that a 3. There's no fog to check, but that logic does seem right. So this is 3 now. 2, 5 pair. This is a 7 by Sudoku. This square must be a 4 by Sudoku. We've got a very... Okay, we've got I've got a 2, 5, 8 deadly pattern, which I presume is going to be resolved by this orange nonsense. So let's actually go along the orange nonsense. 2. Oh, look at that. Look. This is very suspicious. If this is a 5, that line goes 1, 5, 9. Now 1 and 5 are 4 apart, and 5 and 9 are 4 apart. So hang on, if that's a 5, that becomes an 8. So that's a 5. So this is an 8, and that fixes the line. This is ridiculous. What a beautiful finish. Wow. So the point of this finish is that if you do not pick the right digit for this square, or it doesn't matter, any one of these digits resolves this deadly pattern. But if you don't pick the right digit, the line works and would be correct. So you've got to break it. And the way to break it is to put this a 2 here. 1 and 2 are now not apart. 2 And look, it's going to break all over the place now. So it doesn't just break here. It's literally going to break all over the place. 5, 8, 8. Now the 5, it breaks it there. And that, I think, is the solution to the puzzle. Congrats, you got it all, Wrogn. Yes, I did. I got it all, Wrogn, hooray. That was fabulous. What a witty puzzle. I mean, that's memorable. James Sinclair, take a bow. Wrogn Fogn indeed. I love that for so many reasons, but this is gorgeous. The idea, I mean, I think I saw this in the mono, Everything is Right with right spelt wrong, the other day, where this idea of making a killer cage wrong by repeating a digit in it was used, and that perhaps allowed me to see that. But the way that the various constraints, like the white dot, the black dot, the 6 going into the quadruple clue, and just every digit, the little tiny thermos working, those 2 cells are magical, absolutely beautiful. I like the way this resolved as well. The fact that you could get a 6 on here, so you couldn't have a 2 or a 3 on it. Combination of the arrow logic and the black dot working together, the comedy elements, the 45, the 75, the 1, this ridiculous arrow, this arrow. That is a sensational puzzle. I mean, who says puzzles can't be witty? That is the Cyrano de Bergerac of puzzles for the last few months, James. Absolutely brilliant. Panache aplenty. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.